Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Trundle, the Troll King. Armed with an enormous frozen club and his gruff, snarky wit, Trundle eagerly tramples anyone who questions his absolute troll authority. Trundle is a melee tank fighter who can sap the strength from his enemies and use it to boost his power in battle. With exceptional regeneration and the power to reshape the battleground, Trundle easily conquers the jungle and solo lanes. When an enemy unit dies near Trundle, his passive King's Tribute heals them for a percentage of their maximum health. As an extra source of regeneration, this keeps Trundle surprisingly difficult to kill at all stages of the game. Chomp resets Trundle's attack cooldown and causes his next attack to deal bonus damage. The bite saps the target's attack damage and boosts Trundle's for a few seconds. Chomp also slows the target very briefly and is Trundle's primary damage spell. Frozen Domain gives Trundle an attack and movement speed boost in a large area for a few seconds. While in his Frozen Domain, Trundle gains bonus healing and regeneration from all sources as well. This boosts the power of King's Tribute significantly. Pillar of Ice raises a terrain-blocking glacier from the earth, pushing aside all units and slowing enemies around it. Pillar of Ice can be used to block narrow paths and disrupt enemy channeled abilities if they've been displaced by the pillar. Subjugate is Trundle's ultimate. When cast on an enemy champion, he instantly drains a percentage of their maximum health, armor, and magic resist. Over the next few seconds, Trundle drains the same amount a second time, crippling the enemy's defense and bolstering his own. When starting in the jungle, Chomp is important for sapping damage from the toughest jungle monsters. With its low cooldown, Chomp gives Trundle the extra damage he needs to clear camps quickly, while King's Tribute is passively granting him the extra sustain. When going for a gank, Frozen Domain helps Trundle close the gap and get in range for a well-placed Pillar of Ice. In this scenario, his pillar actually pushes Ashe against the wall, blocking her off from retreating toward her own turret. Even with no walls nearby, Trundle's typical gank opens with Frozen Domain into Pillar of Ice for the slow. Chomp and a few basic attacks with the boosted damage are enough to grant him a kill. In any skirmish, Subjugate is Trundle's greatest tool for survival. Getting caught out of position and exhausted, Trundle baits this fight, using Subjugate to leech Thresh's health and resistances. This allows him to survive long enough to land a Pillar of Ice and assist LeBlanc for the kill. With its long cast range, Pillar of Ice can also be used to safely initiate on a teamfight, crippling opponents with the slow. Here, Trundle catches the team overextended, picking off Karthus and Taric, then leading a valiant charge at Garen, who escapes with a sliver of health. Pillar of Ice is also a great way to set up easily aimed skill shots for teammates. By forcing Karma to run around the pillar, he sets up a grab for Blitzcrank, where she otherwise would have escaped by running between the Nexus turrets. Trundle is a master at manipulating enemy movement and is very difficult to pursue. Using Frozen Domain to repeatedly give himself speed boosts, he uses Subjugate to leech health and survive heavy punishment from Cho'Gath, Sejuani, and Gragas. Another Pillar of Ice slows the pursuit enough for him to speed away as Draven joins the futile chase into his Frozen Domain. Subjugate often turns the tide of fights that appear to be in the enemy's favor. Using Frozen Domain to rush straight into the action, Trundle steals Baron for his team, then takes a full channel of Malzahar's ultimate. He immediately casts Subjugate on Malzahar, leeching his health and keeping him distracted as his teammates take down the others. In any teamfight, Pillar of Ice can split the enemy team up, singling out targets and hindering their movement. As the red team pursues into Trundle's jungle, he separates Sejuani, Cho'Gath, and Thresh, leaving them almost unable to move for the rest of the fight. Repeated chomps, Frozen Domain, and Subjugate help finish off the enemy team for a successful ace.
It's all right, Clubbums. We'll get to smashing soon.
When building Trundle, focus on a mix of physical damage, health, and resistances. For runes, try attack damage marks, armor seals, scaling magic resist glyphs, and attack damage quintessences. For masteries, try 9-21-0, taking attack speed and armor penetration in offense, along with health and resistances in defense. Flash and Smite are great choices on jungle Trundle, allowing him to chase down enemies and secure kills. Thanks for tuning in to the Trundle Champion Spotlight. Please subscribe to the Riot Games YouTube channel and leave us your comments just below the video.